Your life won't change with big goals. It changes with micro habits. These are tiny daily habits, small actions that you take every day that quietly stack up to reshape your finances, mindset, and future. Today, I'm going to cover the 8 micro habits that changed my life and that can change your life too. If you haven't met me yet, I'm Heather. I paid off $140,000 debt in my 20s and became a millionaire in my 30s, all with a normal 9-to-5 job. So I really do know what I'm talking about here when it comes to money and building wealth. The first of the 8 micro habits is to create more than you consume. So let's write that down here. Create. Okay, so wealthy people spend less than 1 hour a day watching TV. They are creating more than they are consuming. So start creating 15 minutes a day. This could be journaling, this could be building something, this could be coding. Be creative and audit your time. Ask yourself, are you consuming more or are you creating more? Because you need to flip it if you're consuming more than you're creating. Number 2 is that you should automate your savings and your investing. So let's write that down. Number 2 is to automate. And this means like actually knowing how much do you put into savings and how often. Same with your investing. Know what those numbers are for you. So before you spend your money, you already have those set up for you. There's no decisions, there's no delays, and this is the system that just builds wealth for you over time. Next is to break your expenses into 3 buckets. So let's write that down. Buckets. And this is really important. It makes a big difference. So break your expenses into these 3 buckets. So these are your needs. These are like your essentials, like your rent, your mortgage, your car payment, your grocery bills, lifestyle, or your wants. So these are anything that are non-essentials that you're buying. And the third one is your future you, which is basically like the money you're saving, the money that you're investing, the money that you're spending to pay down your debt that's above that minimum payment. And then ask yourself, does your spending match your values in all of those areas? Gain that awareness. If you don't have a spending tracker, grab mine from the description below. It's free and it's a really great way to separate your tracking and spending into these 3 buckets. So number 4 is to write down what you are good at. So let's add number 4 here. We have skills. So this is creating an I can do it folder. So anytime you overcome fear and you hit a small win, I want you to log it in this folder. The thing about progress is that sometimes it is so small that we can't even feel it and we lose sight of it. But when you log it and you go back to it, you can actually see it. And that is so motivating, and it's gonna help you have momentum to keep developing and knowing that you have the skills to reach those goals that you want. Number 5 is to get really specific and clear with your goals. So let's write that down. Number 5 is goals. So don't just say, I want more money. I want to save more money. Get really specific. So maybe you want to buy a home. So say, I'm going to save up $30,000 in the next year and a half to put toward that down payment that I'm working on saving for. So that's specific. You have a time frame and you have an amount of money. So just make sure that it's a specific target, it's a clear plan, and you can actually measure progress toward that goal. So number 6 is to make time to learn about money. So let's write learn here. So this isn't a huge investment. This is like 1 hour a week that you are taking to study investing, behavioral finance, even negotiation skills. So the more you learn, the more confident you're going to get with your money and the wiser you're going to make decisions in those spending habits and investing habits. Number 7 is to say no more often. You don't need to say yes to everything. This is going to lead to wasted time. This is going to lead to burnout. So only say yes if it's helping that long-term vision that you have. So let's go ahead and write that down. Say no. Number 8 is to use the 1% rule. So let's write that down. 1% rule. So if you haven't heard about this before, this is to make 1% progress every month. So this could be saving more, this could be spending less, this could be earning extra, this could be learning, investing in that learning that we talked about. But over a year, that 1% that you are contributing to your goals every month, that compounds into huge gains. So this is not about hacks, this is not about shortcuts, this is about building better habits, not bigger goals, because the habits are what are going to get you to your goals. So start with one habit this week and then add another habit the next week and continue. Take a look at the 8 that we just looked at here. And again, if you haven't started tracking your spending yet, do download the free budget tracker that I have in the description below. It breaks it into the 3 categories that we talked about here. And if you want more tips on money and wealth, then please subscribe and tune into the next video. I'll see you there.